The first award tonight is to Professor Emerita of Public Health, Jean Levitan, who taught at William Paterson for more than 4 decades, bringing to the university her passion for raising awareness about health, especially human sexuality and women's health. Throughout her career, she participated in efforts to improve the quality of sexuality education in the classroom, both at the public school and university levels. Jean chaired her academic department for 6 years. She was an active affiliated faculty member with the Women and Gender Studies program. In addition to public health courses, Jean helped develop courses that addressed racism and sexism and was a long-term instructor of the first-year seminar, now known as Willpower 101. Upon her retirement in 2019, Jean chose to celebrate with a generous gift to the Pioneer Food Pantry and asked her friends and colleagues to support the pantry as well. Quote, "I want students to be able to learn and not be distracted by their basic needs," she said. Jean remains passionate about the university's students and the impact of food insecurity. In honor of Jean's scholarship and her dedication and service to William Paterson and its students, I'm pleased to present the 2022 Distinguished Faculty Legacy Award to Dr. Jean Levitan.
Good evening, and thank you for this lovely honor. When asked to describe the typical William Paterson student, my response usually included that our students have more challenges than most. Focusing on academics could often be at odds with outside work and family commitments. Scholarship opportunities become critical. The journey to graduation can be a rich one, with faculty, curriculum, and campus activities that expose students to diverse ideas, encourage them to think critically, and engage with communities beyond the familiar. I always prided myself that I knew a lot of people on campus, from the academic departments, library, secretaries, student services, administrators, campus police, and the people who manage the buildings and grounds. Over 41 years, I served 4 presidents, 9 academic vice president provosts, and 9 deans. For those good at academic trivia, one of the vice presidents became a president, and one of the deans became an academic VP provost. I could easily count over 100 full-time and adjunct faculty colleagues. Between my affiliation with both public health and women's and gender studies, I taught 12 different courses, and I worked with thousands and thousands of students. But numbers don't give context to my devotion to this university. I loved coming to work with caring and committed colleagues, a number of whom remain lifelong friends. I interacted with and learned from so many, whether attending their lectures or joining workshops, all of which contributed to a breadth of perspective on so many issues. People here became family. When Steve and I married, music graduates played at our wedding. When my sons, Matthew and Michael, were young, I brought them to campus many times. Even my mother, sister, cousins, niece, and nephew were here on campus. Matthew spent a summer as a research assistant for a colleague, an experience that helped launch his career. Michael earned his MAT here and is a tenured math teacher. Steve and I heard many distinguished lecturers, and I cherish my photo with the Spirits and Surgeon General Jocelyn Elders. For most of my career, the Department of Public Health was housed in a section of Hunziker Wing that connected to Hunziker Hall. Colleagues and students had to pass through our space and would often stop to talk. Sometimes we were mistaken for the health center. Providing personal health information and referrals was a part of our work. I remember one colleague from another department bringing a crying student from his class to me with, "Can you please help her? You're good at this." The student, between sobs, kept apologizing for not being able to focus on class. And then she shared that she had witnessed a close friend get shot the day before. That's an example of one of my many escorted trips to the counseling center. You remember some students over others, your advisees, interns, especially those who enrolled in more than one class. Some of the stronger students, having completed graduate degrees, even returned to campus as colleagues. For my first 10 years at William Paterson, I lived in Manhattan and enjoyed setting up student field trips. We'd go to theater, and then I'd provide a walking tour of Greenwich Village where I lived. On one such trip, a student, the daughter of a prominent senior faculty member, asked to borrow her father's car for the night rather than take her own. He agreed. At the end of the evening, my door buzzer rang. The student said her car was no longer parked in front of my building. Not being experienced with the city, she had left the keys in the ignition. Not an easy phone call to her father. She assured him I would accompany her to the 6th Police Precinct. The car was eventually recovered, not too damaged. Her father and I served on the faculty senate together, and for years I just felt guilty and awkward seated across from him at meetings. Many years later, his granddaughter appeared in my class with, "My mother had you as a professor." I suspected the car story had never been told, and certainly I wasn't about to share. Inviting graduates to return to talk about their lives was a wonderful way to enrich the classroom experience. One of my older married students had been open about his infertility in class. After many interventions, he and his wife had triplets. He later visited my reproductive rights class with his wife and 3 active toddlers. He shared that despite having 4 involved grandparents nearby, during the first year of the girls' lives, there had not been 1 hour when all 3 were asleep at the same time. A little reality check on parenthood. I retired just before COVID hit, so know that students and colleagues have had the additional challenges of remote learning. It remains my firm belief, however, that student success is enhanced by being on campus, in a classroom, visiting faculty members in their offices, attending a concert, a game, joining a club, having as full of an experience as possible. And obviously, having financial support helps. Let me sincerely thank all who have given in my honor, to honor others, and to the long-term donors. And let me publicly thank my family and friends, without whose love and support, I wouldn't be standing here.